Well, hey there! Welcome to today's edition of Sewing with Phyllis. I've got something really exciting for you guys today. Now, we all know Christmas is right around the corner. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make stockings. Here's a list of tools that you'll need to get your project done up on the mantle, up on the tree, anywhere you like. Some fabric. We need some chalk. We need some scissors. And we need an iron. And if you just don't feel like doing all the work, you need a sewing machine. Now, Phyllis likes to start out by ironing the fabric and getting all those dirty little creases out. Now what you're going to do is you can lay something down to have a pattern, or you can just free ball it, kind of like Phyllis does. Now Phyllis is making hers a little bigger because she wants her stocking to be a little bigger. And you also have to remember that you have to have a little bit of a seam allowance. So you need to have like half an inch or maybe even a little bit more, because the more inches the better. Now you folks probably can't see it that well, but I have created a pattern. I drew a line around it, but it's kind of dark in my house because Phyllis doesn't like to pay the electric bill. What we did is we made a pattern, and now we're going to use our scissors and we're going to cut. Phyllis got these scissors for Christmas. They're Fiskars, and they are literally the best scissors that Phyllis has ever used. They are so sharp, they cut through like flesh. Okay, Phyllis is gonna start cutting. Look at that, everybody, we're done. Merry Christmas. So now what you want to do is you want to take these pieces, and it doesn't look very stocking like right now because it's got like a square toe. So what I did was I just shaved a little bit off, made the toes a little more round. So in order to get your top border, what you're going to do is you're going to take your two pieces of fabric and you're going to lay them together and make them sort of inside out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sew right around the top edge, like at the very top. You're going to sew against each other. So your project should look a little bit like this. And then you can take the side that you finished, put it beside your new side, so that way both of your borders are around the same length, because you don't want them to be two different lengths, because then that would just look really, really weird. After you've sewn that top line, you just take it and you flip it over, and then you just sew a decorative stitch along the bottom. It doesn't have to be a decorative stitch, but I like to do a decorative stitch. And normally I like to iron it down first before I start sewing because it just makes it easier to work with. It makes it more crisper and nice. And then you just sew, sew, sew. And then, of course, more ironing. So, sewing is so much ironing. And then you cut off the excess on the sides. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your two pieces, put them against each other so that you can start sewing the actual stocking together. Make sure those borders do line up too. And then you just sew all around the stocking. And since I seem to mess some up, we're just gonna cut off all this nonsense. Well, look at that. It's starting to look like an actual stocking. Oh my god. After you finish sewing, what Phyllis normally does is to secure everything, she goes ahead and does a zigzag stitch. She does a straight stitch first, and then she does a zigzag stitch because sometimes things, they tend to fall apart a little bit when you just do the straight stitch. So she goes ahead and secures it with that zigzag stitch because it makes everything better. It makes them more durable, and sometimes you put a lot of stuff in these stockings, so it's got to be durable, especially if you're giving it away. And look at that. Now we have a stocking, but we're not done yet. Before you sew up the sides, if you want to add a hanger, all you have to do is take fabric, fold it in half, facing outward, and sew down the sides, and then turn it inside out. And now what we're gonna do is, before you finish sewing up the side, you're gonna stick your little hanger right through the two sides. And then you flip your stocking inside out and then just carefully sew, because when you have a lot of fabric like that, sometimes your machine tends to get all angry and mad, and then you start breaking needles and it gets defiant, and then I just throw it on the ground and break it. That's all you can do. Make sure you first do your straight stitch, which is what I always do, and then I make sure that I go ahead and I do that zigzag stitch on this one, definitely, because this is going to be the majority of the weight. It's holding up the big old stocking, and sometimes those things are heavy. Oh, will you look at that? You have created a stocking for Christmas time. It is ready to pack with goodies, all kinds of stuff, and it's a one and only original gift from you to whoever you love. I hope you guys enjoyed this session of Sewing with Phyllis. Now remember, Phyllis is not a professional sewer, and Phyllis also doesn't always have the best grade fabric. You know, sometimes she likes to go to Goodwill, get her fabric from the clothes rack, or, you know, the upholstery from the couches. Also, if you loved Phyllis's sewing skills, go ahead and give her a like or comment down below. Or you could always subscribe. Phyllis wishes you a Merry Christmas. Phyllis wishes you a Merry Christmas. The Batman fell and he broke his leg, and the Joker got away. Oh!